Welcome to Flight Plans, the official podcast of the SAE Aero Design series.
Welcome to a slightly delayed April update. I'm Mike.
I'm Scott.
And we have a lot of important information to get through, so let's get started.
First off, we want to say congrats to all the teams that competed in the Aero Design West competition. Great job, everyone. You really soared this year.
Oh, soared like a plane. That's a dad joke if I ever heard one, Scott. For Aero East teams, the virtual presentation schedule is available. If you have not seen it yet, you can download the schedule on series resources in the 2022 CDS competition folder. Be careful, though, not to download the Aero West schedule. Let's send it to Mike Sorg, our video and podcast producer, to relay us some important information about Aero.
Thanks, guys. We're out here in Van Nuys, California for Aero Design West, and we have some important information and attention for all advanced class teams registered for SAE Aero Design East in Texas this year coming up. SAE is requesting that you submit all channels being used by your team for dash, video, and landing area acquisition. Please email the address right here on the screen or in the description of this podcast or video that you are consuming at this moment. Back to the studio.
Thanks for the info, Mike. Remember to book your hotel rooms if you haven't already. The hotel blocks are set and will expire soon. Book now so you're not sleeping in your cars for the competition.
The real case cost scenario is available on series resources under the Cost Event Resources tab. A revised rubric has also been published and can be found under the Cost Event Resources folder too.
A reminder to Formula June EV teams, there is an optimal pre-competition accumulator video inspection. This is a pre-competition accumulator video submission to shorten your on-site accumulator inspection process and help you learn about any major failures which can be corrected in your workshops first on-site with limited resources.
A description of this new submission can be found online in series resources under the Technical Inspection Resources Electric Vehicle EV Template folders. You will also see a new document submission under Tech Request Documents area. Again, this is completely optional.
Be sure to upload your resume in the sponsor portal so you are prepared to meet any sponsors that will be at the events. You don't want to be the only student without one.
We remind teams every month to get their fast track roster set up, but we're switching it up this time and having support team manager Sarah walk us through it. Let's see what she has to say.
Thanks, guys. I'm here on location at SA International headquarters where my team is working on building out registration boxes for the year ahead. That said, I have some important information to tell you about the fast track rosters themselves. First and most importantly, every team needs to fill out their fast track roster on SAE.org no later than 2 weeks prior to your scheduled competition. The roster locks 2 weeks ahead of the competition, so you will not have the ability to fill it out after that 2-week deadline. If you're not sure what your deadline is, you can find it on the Action Deadlines page on your competition's website at SAE.org. So first and most importantly, you need to fill out that roster on SAE.org by that deadline. Secondly, your team needs to print this roster. We need one copy printed out and brought to competition. There is an orange button right on the roster page that says Print Roster. You go ahead and click there and you can print out your roster. The third step is that you're going to need to sign it. Every single team member that is coming to competition needs to sign the roster next to their name. Fourth, you need to bring that signed roster to competition. In case you're wondering, this is what the roster looks like. So this is a completed roster for California State Northridge. Good job, guys. Looks like you are on the right track. We've got a little green box here, shows you that everybody is appropriately affiliated. And it's going to print out a little packet here that's 5 or 6 pages. You need to bring this whole thing. And this is what I'm talking about that needs to be signed. This is where after you fill out your roster, it will populate your team and all their information right onto here. And then right over here is where you are going to sign. So this is the document. You're going to fill it out on SAE.org. You're going to print it. You're going to sign it. And you're going to bring it to competition with you. The fifth and final step that you need to make sure you do to be ready for registration on site is to have each team member print out and fill out a COVID liability waiver. This can be found on series resources and can be brought to registration Only one person from your team needs to come to registration with all of this information. Once that person comes to registration, as long as they have all the documentation properly filled out, then we will give you all of your wristbands for the week and your giveaway items. And that's pretty much it. It's simple. It is a fill out, print, sign, bring to competition. And then if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us at collegiatecompetitions@sae.org as always. We do warn that if you're not on your roster yet, do not wait. Do not wait until a day before the deadline. We need you to get onto that roster ASAP. That way, if there are any problems or technical issues, there's enough time for my team to be able to help you. And that's it. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the insights there. Super helpful and probably changed some lives with those inspirational words of yours.
Remember to download your competitions app to help stay up to date on the latest news. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Mike.
I have some news.
Ooh, what's it about? Fashion?
It is about fashion.
Awesome. Hit me with it.
Okay. 2022 shirts for all of you attending the competition. Let's hear about them, Scott. I want to hear about them.
Looks like if you're going to go to Aero Design East, you're going to get one of these shirts with the rest of your giveaways. And you know who we can thank for those?
Who?
DS SolidWorks.
DS SolidWorks.
So thanks, guys, for these sweet shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Now that we're talking about fashion, I have a little news of my own.
Is it about fashion?
Yeah, and it's about the Baja, Tennessee.
You mean to tell me there's 2 shirts this year?
Yeah, if you go to Baja, Tennessee, you're going to get one of these shirts with your giveaways.
Wow. Can I tell you something about this shirt?
What?
It's the only 10 I see, Scott.
It is.
It is.
And we can thank DS SolidWorks for that.
Thank you, DS SolidWorks.
All right. And guys?
I think we only have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there.
Thanks for listening to Flight Plans, the SAE Aero Design podcast. The show notes for this episode and all others can be found at aerodesign.fireside.fm. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next episode.